I don't know if you guys hear that. It's coming down like cats and dogs out there. Got a thunderstorm warning currently right now, severe thunderstorm warning, and we're getting quite a bit of rain. Thankfully, the shop doesn't leak anywhere that I've seen at least. So, but back out here tonight to get some more work done on the car. I think what I'm going to do today is just start tackling that wiring inside the car because I don't know if you guys are like me or like most people. Most people hate wiring. It's just a pain in the ass to do, and it's tough to make it look good. You know, I can make wiring functional. Everything's gonna work the way it's supposed to, but it may not look the greatest, I guess is the best way to say it. It's not gonna look professional. There's guys out there that are electrical guys that can fucking wire a car or whatever and make it look look factory, like it came out of, Ford Motor Company or whatever. And, I'm not that guy. I can, like I said, I can make it functional and I can make it look decent after it's all said and done, but it's not going to be looking like, a couple $100,000 race car or whatever. I do my best and try to make it look as best as I can, but it's just, I'm kind of trying to do this on a budget, so I can't buy 25 different color primary wire to hook all this shit up, with different colors, different tracers on it, so they're all each got their own individual color, and that type of shit, which I just do what I can with what I got and try to make it look as best as I can make it. So I guess I already started on this side. This wire that's sitting right here right now used to go, it split off. This is the fuel pump relay trigger coming out of the Mega Squirt. And I got dual fuel pumps, so it split off into two and went back to the two separate relays to control each individual pump. I'm no longer going to have the Mega Squirt priming the pump and running the pump. I'm going to run it directly off a switch. I think it's the second one in, if I remember right, that we're going to run it off of. So I can get rid of this wire and then run my wire over there. This is the one for the fuel pump relays, and I run that back and split it off into the two fuel pump relays. So there was one other wire. Oh yeah, and then all the wideband crap that comes in through the firewall there to the I hooked it up and plugged it into my the wideband comes with a little box transceiver from Glow Shift that is mounted on the back side of this dash. So I plugged them in. But now I got to start over there. 3 or 4 of them got to go into the engine bay for power, for ground, and then some of the engine sensors, the coolant temp, oil pressure, anything that gauge wise it's in the up front is it's got to have a wire going out to it. So and then a couple of them got to go towards the back. So but yeah, so we'll go ahead and get started. I'll go get on that side and start running some of them wires back, and then we'll come back. I don't know if you hear it now. Now it's starting to sleet a little bit, or hail. I guess it'd be hail. It would be sleet. It's hitting pretty good on the roof, so. But all right, let's get started. Going over there. All right, guys. I got 4 separate ground wires into that one eyelet connector and grounded to the chassis. These are just for the gauges and my terminal block that I got up behind the dash there. So there's that clean metal underneath, all grounded up and then wrapped up to make it look as nice as I can. So so that's the grounds. So I'm gonna go ahead and start working on sending the wires that need to go into the engine bay. Send them up through right up there. There's a hole up there I can't show you right now, but Let me get this turned off before they demonetize me from the music. Alright, this right here on the left is the front A-pillar for the driver's side. And these are the two sill panels. One for passenger, one for driver's side. Got them prepped and painted black with that SEM color coat, Landau black. 15013 is the part number on it. This stuff works really good if you want to change the color, or even you could even touch up a black color, but it's specifically made to cover a different existing color. It works really good, guys. This is one kind of a dusting coat, and then one kind of medium wet coat. I'm still going to do one more quick touch up on it once it dries, and then I'm going to stick them in the car. Also, I'm over here. I got the 400 sitting here, and I got the wire brush, and I'm going to go ahead and scrub it down, get all the loose dirt and mud and debris that was on the case when I got it. I pressure washed it as best I could, but some of the stuff down in the cracks and stuff, you gotta get down there with a wire brush. I got all the open orifices either taped off or plugged, so nothing can get inside the transmission. And I'm just gonna go ahead and scrub it good, get it nice and clean, and then I'm just gonna go over it with some black, to make it look halfway decent. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that started doing this, and then we'll get some paint on it. Alright guys, we got the first heavy coat on there. I'm gonna let it dry overnight, and then after 24 hours I'll come back and hit it with the final coat, and then that should be good. I got them interior pieces put into the car. Let's see if I can show it here. Garage is a mess. Waiting for it to get a little nicer outside. I can push the car outside and clean up the garage a little bit, but got the pieces back there in the back behind the seat there, put in on that side. Got them painted black and installed. I got the sill panels installed, and yeah, we're making headway on the driver's side here, or on the interior. So, all right, guys. So yeah, that's what we got finished up so far. I wanted to tell you a couple things. We got the torque converter ordered. It's saying about 2 weeks. I think it's 2 weeks till it'll be ready to ship, or it could have been 2 weeks it'll be here, but one of the two. It'll be 2 or 3 weeks we'll have our torque converter, and then once we get that in, we can put the engine and transmission together and slide it in a car. Obviously before that we'll have to do the cam install and the what's the word? Dial them in, degree them. Sorry, degree the cams in. We'll have to get that done, and then we can put the whole combo in the car and get it mounted, and then we can measure for the drive shaft, and then we'll be able to get that made, and then we'll be on our way to getting this thing out. So still not quite sure if we're gonna be racing at all this year. Hopefully things start looking better with the stuff that's going on right now, and the tracks will be able to open up this year, and we'll be able to get out there and get some testing done on this thing. So yeah, I ended up going with UCC Ultimate Converter Concepts. Lenny, he was the owner for many years, and he actually just recently sold it to one of his employees, and they moved from I want to say they were in Connecticut, and they moved to South Carolina now. But Lenny is still with the company, and he said he's going to remain there until he's confident that the new owner can continue to run it like he ran it. The guy's a stand-up guy, this super nice guy. So if you're looking for a converter, it's worth a call to UCC, man, because they build some of the nicest converters, and they do what they're supposed to do. If he tells you it's going to do something, it's going to stall here, it's going to be this efficient or whatever, have X amount of slip, it's going to have it's going to have what he told you it would have. It's not going to be off in left field like a lot of places that you deal with. So that right there, there are a few more dollars than some of the like the PTCs or that type of stuff, but say the amount of time that you're gonna save pulling it in and out once or twice and sending it back to be restalled, it's worth the extra. And it wasn't a whole lot more. I paid $12.95 for the converter. This is a billet converter, mechanical diode, and I believe PTC for their, it didn't have a mechanical diode. I don't think it even had a billet cover. It was like $1,100 shipped. So, you're talking $250 difference. But man, the guy, he really, I called 3 or 4 different places about converters, and he was really the only one that instilled confidence in me that he could build a converter that would be, that would allow the car to do what it needs to do, being a small cubic inch engine and a couple larger turbos. That it takes a special converter to allow it to build boost and spool up on the line, but also be loose enough to allow that, but also be tight enough down track to where it ain't slipping fucking 20% or some shit, and then your ET goes to hell. So so he said he can make it happen. He said he's probably gonna have it stall right around 4,500, which is I was figuring about 43 to 45, so that works out perfectly to what I was figuring. And so yeah, man, we're making headway. Like I said, we got the cams, so I just got to get around to putting them in there and degreeing them. I got the piston stop in finally. That took like fucking 2.5 weeks to get for some reason, but I finally got that in, and we're on the home stretch, man. Really. Once the motor's in the car, we get the converter and put all that stuff in there, man. It's just really intake manifold, fuel rails, and a new throttle body, and really we should have pretty much everything we need. There's little odds and ends that we're gonna need, but we got pretty much everything else that we need. So, but next day or so, I'm going to come out here and probably mount the shifter in the car. I'll show you how I'm going to do that. I got a little mount setup from Jegs that allows you to mount the shifter, you know, anywhere from 4 inches off the floor pan up to 8.5. You know, you can move it however high you want it, and then you can also turn it, so you can tilt it a little bit and have it at an angle to the driver to make it a little easier to shift with. So, but I'll show you that when we get to it. But yeah, I thought I'd throw a video guys up, show you what we've gotten done, and but we'll be back out here next day or so, and keep on moving, guys. So we'll see you then.